Yes guys, it's Jando. Today we're going to be looking at how to make the bass from Simula Cold Shoulder. Now I'm pretty sure all of you have heard this tune already, and in my opinion this is probably the tune that has started this new frog rock jump up kind of trend that's going on at the moment. But yeah, let's get straight into it. So this is the original.
Wait. Mad.
And this is my recreation.
Wait. Mad.
Yeah, let's jump straight into how the sound is made. So for this patch, we're only going to be using Serum. We're not going to be using any post-processing. This is all going to be completely in Serum, and any post is completely your choice. So starting off with oscillator A, we're going to head over to digital and use Icon Has Kick. And then we're going to flick on oscillator B, head over to analog, go to basic shapes. We're going to take the random all the way down on both oscillators, as well as the level. Then we're going to move our wavetable position here up to 136. After that, we're going to drop our octave down 2 octaves. I'm going to come here and we're going to flick on AM from B. After that, we're going to assign our LFO onto the AM from B. I'm going to have this set here to about 40. 39 is fine as well. Next, we're going to head over to oscillator B. We're going to push our semitones up +4. Next, we're going to turn on our filter, and we're going to head down to multi and HP12. We're going to flick on our key track down here. We're going to set this to 788 Hz. We're going to set our res to 89%, and we're going to set our freak to 7%. Next, we're going to take our LFO and apply that to the cutoff, and also the freak. We're going to assign this here to 23, the freak here to 26. So next we're going to create our LFO shape for this. So it's going to be a pretty basic shape. We're just going to make this square like this. One side nothing, one side hard square. We're going to turn on our dot, pull this back to 1,4 dot. Next we're going to head over to LFO2. And for LFO2, I'm just going to create this big shape like this. We turn on dot, put this to 1,8 dot, and trigger. Now for this one here, we're going to assign LFO1 to the level, and we're going to assign that at about 55. Then after that, we're going to go over here, assign this to the level of the sub as well, 100%. Turn our sub on and drop it -2 octaves. Next, we're going to move on to our LFO3 now, and for LFO3, we're going to create this kind of shape. I'm going to set this to trigger dot 1,8 dot, and we're going to assign this to level at 100%. Now we're going to head over to our FX section here, and we're going to turn on distortion, compressor, EQ, reverb, and filter. Now for our distortion here, we're going to set this to post. We're going to set this distortion freak here to 1661. I'm going to set this here to 0.1. We'll boost this up here to about 5%, and we're going to boost this up to about 52%, and then leave the mix as is. For our compressor, we're going to boost our gain up quite a bit to about 12.6. I'll release all the way up, and then turn on our multiband. So for our multiband, we're going to leave our highs as is. We're going to boost our mids here to 133. And we're going to boost this here up to 200%. So far, we should have a sound like this. Starting to come through a little bit. Next, we're going to set our freak to about 1600. So 1600 here. We're going to pull back our Q to about 32%. Boost our gain up a little bit as well. We're going to go with 7.6. On the other side, we're going to give this a slight boost to about 1.5. 1.1 is fine, 1.3. We're going to boost our gain slightly to about 65% as well. And we're going to set our freak here to 9,700. Now moving on to our reverb, we're going to keep our reverb on hold. We're going to bring our size and decay all the way down. We're going to boost our low cut slightly. We're going to push our high cut as well. We're going to go about, let's go 75%. Our spin is going to stay the same. Our spin depth is also going to stay the same, and then our mix we're going to bring all the way down. We're going to use a macro on this in a minute. Next for the filter, we're going to head down to MISC, Go down to format 1. We'll set our cutoff here to 360. I'm going to leave the res the same. I'm going to boost the drive slightly to about 10%. Then we're going to leave everything else as is, other than our mix, which we're going to bring all the way down. Again, we're going to use a macro on this in a second. So far, we have a sound like this. Pretty similar, and we're getting on to getting the sound fully completed now. So next, we're going to use our macro here. And for the macro, we're going to apply this to the cutoff. Freak here. We're also going to head over to our FX tab and apply it to our cutoff here as well. So starting off on the cutoff with the filter, pull this all the way back and set this to about 7%. Pull this back to about 7% again with our freak, and head over to this formant here. Pull this back -35. Okay, cool. So we're going to leave this all the way down now, and you can boost this up at any point just to change the bass up a little bit and add some variation. But for now, we're going to leave this all the way down. Next, we're going to put a macro on our reverb. So we're going to put this macro here onto the mix of our reverb. We're going to have this at about 45% here. Next, we're going to apply this macro here to the mix of our filter now. We're going to pull this back here to about, we're going to go about 65%. Cool. So for our reverb filter here as well, we're going to also boost this up to about 85%. Perfect. Now that is how you create the bass from Simula Cold Shoulder. Now this patch here, if you're not willing to make it, and you'd also like a bunch more patches that are included in one huge pack, similar to the sounds of Scantia, Simula, Boo, and many, many more, then head over to Siik Music and check out all of their packs. Yeah, go and check them out. I'm going to leave a link in the description to their page. They've got a huge amount of presets that you don't want to miss out on. Nice one.